Hi, I'm Otto, and I'm gonna show you how incredibly easy it is to run Fevermap on your own computer and how you can do meaningful changes. You don't need to be a JavaScript or a full-fledged front-end coder. Even if you just have some basic HTML and CSS skills, you can do meaningful changes to Fevermap, and using Git and Docker, test it out and submit those changes back to the project. Alright, so the first place to start is that you go to the Fevermap GitLab page, and I have it open here, as you can see. And as a contributor, you don't have access to immediately change any files in our version control, but the workflow is that you make a fork, make changes to that, and then submit them back for review and inclusion to the main repository. And to do a fork on GitLab, you press this button here in the right upper section of the page, and I've already done it, so I can't demo it to you. But basically, when you press on that button, you will get a similar view as this, except that here this breadcrumb is going to show your own username and Fevermap instead of the original Fevermap address. Once you have made the fork, you can go to this blue button here, click it open, and then click on this SSH address. And this SSH address will have your own account details in your own fork. So you copy this address, and then you need to go to the command line and run git clone and paste in the address. Then you just press enter and it will start cloning the repository. When you have done this, I'm not gonna run it now, but when you have done this, you will have a folder called Fevermap, and then using cd Fevermap, you go into that folder, and once you are in the folder, you will see files like this. And to start the local development environment, you just run docker compose build -- up, which actually was the wrong command. Docker up -- build. But as you can see, it doesn't matter if you accidentally write something wrong, the command line will guide you to the right command. So docker compose up -- build. And this will automatically, if you have Docker installed in your laptop or workstation, it will build the Docker images and start the Docker containers. It will take a while, and the first time you run it, it will take maybe tens of minutes, but then eventually it will start. And here you can see that I am in this window seeing the output from those programs that it's running. And here to the left is a column where you can see yellow are messages coming from the database container, green are messages coming from the API container, and that's the back end, the place that stores all the data on the server, and then app is the front end. And in production, the front end is just one static chunk of files, HTML, CSS, images, and JavaScript. But in development mode, you have this container that is constantly rebuilding the bundle, which is then the app itself. And I will keep this window here open in the background so I can always check in what's happening. And now when we've got to this step that everything is running, I will go back to the browser, and I can here write localhost 9000, and that is the address where the API server is responding. Here, for example, I can see a JSON output from the server. Then the address of the front end is localhost and 6006, and it will look like this. If I have a big screen, and if I want to kind of simulate more how it looks like on a smaller mobile device, I just resize my window to smaller. Alright. So then I go back here and open a second terminal window, and to now start exploring the code, I start my own favorite text editor, which is Atom, by just running Atom and dot as the parameter that I want to open specifically this project where I am at the moment. Alright, and then Atom opens, and here in Atom you can see the files, the file tree to the left, and I can click here on a file and it will open in the editor. And you can choose whatever editor you want to use. Atom is just my own favorite. Alright, so let's explore. Let's say I want to change this text here. This is a placeholder for a statistics feature that we haven't implemented yet, and let's say I want to work on it. So to find where this is in the code, I simply just copy the code or that string, and then I open the search view here in Atom, paste in that string and press enter, and then Atom will find me that here in this file at this location is that text. And now I will put Atom here to the left so you can see it here, and now I will put this screen in the background. So the beautiful thing with this development environment is that it will automatically reload when it detects some changes in the files. So I can, for example, write here or I can just remove the text, and then I save the file. I pressed Ctrl S, and as you can see to the left, Webpack is automatically restarting and reloading the application. So you can see it happening here in the console, and you can also see it actually here in real time in the application itself. So I write here Otto was here and save. Takes a couple of seconds. If you get the demo effect, you can reload manually hitting F5, sorry. Let's try this again. Write some text, save. Alright, now it's working. So I just write the text and I save the file and it reloads. I don't need to press F5 in the browser. Alright, so that's a simple example. Now let's say I want to change the CSS code for this element. So right here in the HTML code I can see that this is the name of the class. So what I do again, I copy that string and I put it here for Atom to search from the project, and it will find that string where we just saw it, and also the style sheet where it's defined. So I'm gonna open it here. There it is. And I have an idea that I want to have a certain background color in that element so that I can later on make a scale of how how the temperatures have been. And now I pasted in this code which I've prepared before the screencast, and now I save it, and then we wait for a couple of seconds. And now we have the background. Alright, so this is how to have the development environment. And then I'm done developing, and I want to submit this upstream as a merge request. I press Ctrl C to stop the development environment and go back to the command line. With git status you can see I have two files changed, and it's a good practice in Git that if you're doing changes and doing merge request, that you do a separate branch for them so it's easier to manage. So I'm gonna do a different branch with git checkout -b . For example, it doesn't really matter what is the branch name, it's just temporary and the branch will go away once the merge request is accepted. But now I've done it, and then I use git CI tool, which is my own favorite tool to make commits. Here it is. I can see the files and the changes, and then I click here to stage this, and then I write the git commit message. So for example, this could be my commit message. Then I press commit here, and then I run git push to push this, and Git will notify me that I've never pushed this branch before, so I need to set an upstream, and I just copy paste what Git is telling me. Then I push, and it's done. And then GitLab is telling me that to create a merge request, go to this address. So I will just click on that and go to the address. Now I'm on GitLab, and as you can see it has pre-filled the merge request title here, and I'm just checking that I'm doing the merge request to the right project. Yes, this is now going upstream to group Fevermap, project Fevermap. And this is a very simple change, so I don't need to describe it anymore. Or actually, I'm going to do a little favor for the developers and take a screenshot of this. So on my own computer I can make a screenshot pressing Ctrl Shift print screen. I'll do like that. Then I go here and just press Ctrl V to paste it, and GitLab will automatically upload the image. Little text here, so it's easy for somebody to review this. Then I'm done, and I click here submit merge request, and it's there. Then I can close my editors here, and the Docker containers are not running anymore. Pressing Ctrl C stop them, but there is a database volume still left behind, and if I want to delete that, I can run docker compose remove orphans and volumes like this, but this is not compulsory. We already did the merge request, so everything's fine. There you go. Now you're welcome to try this yourself.